Hey Saints, I'm Mason Felt.
And I'm Tommy Ficasello. Welcome to SFHS Today in a short MEA week.
Hurricane Michael hit the Florida Panhandle last Wednesday as a Category 4 hurricane, with winds up to 155 miles per hour. It was downgraded to a tropical storm and decimated Mexico Beach, Florida, before heading to the Carolinas. As of Friday, 11 were confirmed dead across 3 states: Florida, Georgia, and Virginia. Inclement weather has also affected St. Francis High School events. The recent outdoor adventure class was supposed to go canoeing on the St. Croix last Thursday, but instead spent a day at Taylor's Falls hiking and going on a paddle boat cruise. Tommy, you and Peyton attended, didn't you?
Yes, we did. We got a little footage of the trip.
If you're interested in anything like that, you can sign up for outdoor adventures next year.
In district news, school board elections will be held during this midterm election cycle.
Running for re-election are Barb Jenke, Marcia Vandenberg, and Jill Anderson. Jake Humphrey, Renee Diebert, Scott Schwartz, and Kayla Lopez are also running for 3 available seats. A community Meet the Candidates night will be held on October 30th at 7 p.m. in the area school district office. We got more information about Kathleen Miller, communications manager for the district.
There's 2 ways that our residents can find out about who's running for school board. One is they could read the October issue of the Courier. There is a written answer to questions asked to all 7 candidates. Coming up on October 30th, Tuesday night at 7 o'clock here at the district office, will be a Meet the Candidate forum. So people can come and ask questions to the candidates and get more information.
We hope to get some more information out to you on the specific candidates before the election. Last week was Anti-Bully Week, an event designed to spread awareness to the ever-present problem of bullying in the schools.
Our team went out and interviewed some students who are involved with the event and also affected by it.
Student celebrities everywhere. This is why you should care about 5 minutes of fame.
Mackenzie Godell is the organizer of the Anti-Bully Club here at St. Francis.
I made Students Against Bullying because I was being bullied throughout my life, and I thought it was time that our school had a system or a group where people could go and stand up against bullying.
Last week from October 8th through October 12th was Anti-Bully Week.
An upcoming event that I've had is Bowling Against Bullying. It is October 14th from noon to 2:30 at Hamlet Lanes. I'm raising money for Hope for Youth, which is a homeless shelter for kids who can't get on their feet.
We asked Godell more about the club and how to get involved.
You can get involved by logging in to your Facebook and following Students Against Bullying. It's just fun to see everyone come together about bullying and to put a stop to it.
In exciting news for our SFHS media, our staff attended the Minnesota High School Press Association convention at the University of Minnesota last Tuesday and brought home the first place Best of Show award for broadcast. Along with the awards, student journalists had the opportunity to speak with reporters from KARE 11 News and other professional journalists and attended sessions that will help impact our reporting.
Now that we're into October, we're starting to get to know some of the new teachers who joined us in September. Reporters Nathan Atkinson, Rachel Miller, and Zach Zagla spent some time with the new teacher in the Language Arts hallway. This week's teacher feature is on the new reading specialist, Eloise Hastings.
St. Francis High School is now happy to introduce a new teacher into our Language Arts hallway. Introducing Miss Hastings. Where did you teach before you came to St. Francis?
I was an elementary school ESL teacher at Madison Elementary in Blaine.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Sunnyvale, California, which is the heart of the Silicon Valley.
Do you have any experiences growing up near Silicon Valley?
Yeah. For sure I did. So I learned to drive in Intel's parking lot. They were very close to my neighborhood, and my first job out of college was for Apple Computer, and I worked as a staff accountant there.
What is your greatest high school achievement or memory?
Let me think. Well, I am a state champion dancer. Our dance line won the California State Championship in 1981, which is the year I graduated.
What was your favorite part about teaching?
This is such a cliche, but I really, really like hanging around with students. I have 5 kids of my own, and I raised teenagers for a long time, and I love hanging out with them and being with them, so I get to do it for my job, which is great.
What are hobbies that you have outside of school?
Well, now that I'm old, I'm pretty boring. I enjoy knitting and reading, and I do like hiking and camping.
Do you have any other fun facts?
Fun facts. Well, let's see. Well, I'll go back to my time when I worked at Apple Computer. So I actually met Steve Jobs on one of my temp jobs in when I was in college, and I was working the phones, and he pulled up in a black Porsche, and he jumped out, and he walks in, and the lady next to me said, "Make sure you say hello to Steve Jobs." And so I said, "Good morning, Mr. Jobs." And he said, "Good morning," and he walked by. And then my later contact with him was more personal when I worked in shareholder relations, and he was backstage at a shareholders meeting. So that was kind of cool. I also met Bill Gates in the same area, back behind the stage at a shareholders meeting at Apple Computer. I was in a movie, a Hollywood movie actually. I was in Rocky VI, and I was an extra, but I ended up, because I was wearing kind of an awesome dress, they put me up ringside and filmed, and so if you look really, really carefully at the end of the movie, I'm right between the ropes, my face, and I got to do some cool things, like I took a picture of Sylvester Stallone while he was directing. I got a picture with his brother, and I was up there with all the people being paid. They were making money. I wasn't. I was knitting between sets, but yeah, I spent all day watching Sylvester Stallone direct and film Rocky VI.
As soon as the first leaf turns, Starbucks and Caribou break out the fan favorite pumpkin spice latte. This year, 2 of our reporters went out and tried them to see if the drinks are as good as the hype behind them.
So today we're going to be taste testing some coffee. We're going to see if we like Caribou or Starbucks better. We got basically the same thing, some pumpkin spice and pumpkin pie. We're at Starbucks in Cambridge. This is the pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks.
And this is from Caribou. It's the pumpkin pie latte.
I've never tried either of the beverages. I'm a little nervous, but eager to try it.
Me too. I definitely think the Starbucks one is going to be the best. I love Starbucks. Can't go wrong with it.
I honestly don't know which one's going to be better.
Starbucks first.
Ooh, it's like yellow.
Look at that. It's yellow.
I don't understand the Craze.
So, I mean, color-wise, it's really gross. It's like a yellow, like a mustard yellow kind of color.
Yeah, but this one also is kind of like that.
Out of 10 on the Starbucks one, I'm gonna give it like a 3. It's a really, really weird aftertaste.
I think it's the pumpkin. It's just the pumpkin. I wasn't prepared. I knew it was gonna be a thing, but it's like sad.
I even kind of like the Caribou one more. There's more of like
a
spicy
Caribou.
cinnamon taste.
It's more smooth.
Yeah,
smooth and creamy.
This one is definitely just like, it's kind of like plain, but like they tried to add.
It's like, I feel like it's acquired taste that I just do not have taste buds for. It's too fancy for me. I feel like I don't have the high class for it.
Definitely, I
don't understand the Craze.
Me either.
Before we go to sports, we'd like to plug a podcast started up by our very own Sam Aldridge and Justin Albachta.
If you think you need more sports coverage and want to get better insight into the games and players, listen to the 15-minute podcast on SoundCloud. Just search up SFHS Media and you'll find it.
Some final reminders before we go. Conferences are tonight from 3:30 to 7:30. Make sure you stop in and touch base with teachers about where you stand at mid-try. It's not too late to get back on track.
This is a short week because of the Education Minnesota Conference, which allows teachers to gather and discuss education issues that affect the state and their nation. There is also a late start on Wednesday.
Senior portraits are due by midnight tonight with the 2019 publication of the Lance Yearbook. Senior quotes are due by Friday. Also, the $72 yearbook price went up at midnight on Friday. Stay tuned for sports.
Hey Saints, I'm Owen and this is Sports. Fall sports are beginning to wrap up. Girls tennis finished its season with individual sections on Tuesday at Daytona Indoor Courts. Senior Marlis Green made it to the third round, but ultimately lost to Elk River. In soccer news, both the boys and the girls' soccer ended last season when the girls lost to Duluth East in the section quarterfinals with a score of 1-3. After Emma Kopet hit the net first, Duluth went on to answer with 3 more points as the rain poured down. Which brings us to the Athlete of the Week. Junior Serenity Hanson has had a lot of success on the soccer field. We spoke with her last week about her season.
This week of the week, we talked to Serenity Hanson and talked about her stories and struggles with being a soccer varsity co-captain. We talked to her and her co-captain, Emily Waldock. Here's her story.
It doesn't really matter what grade she's in. It's just that she's a good captain, so I like working kind of with her.
Do you think having a junior captain has changed how the team thinks about captains?
I think it pushes them to know that if they want to be captain, to try hard early on, and they can still accomplish being captain for like 2 years, like she will probably be.
And it's hard to try to make everyone happy. Like there's always somebody who's not happy about your decision or something you're doing, so it's hard to work around that and be okay with not everyone being happy.
How did the seniors react when she was named captain?
I think they knew she deserved it because she puts a lot of work in and has helped us a lot.
At first there was some tension because I am younger, but I think even after a few practices, everyone warmed up to it. It's just made me more aware because like in the past few years, I would probably yell a bit more at people. And this year I'd have to think of like, okay, how can I make something negative positive so that I don't sound mean? And it's just made me more cautious, and I think that's a good thing because it's better for people to hear positives and how they can improve than what they did wrong.
Some people might think that being a junior captain would be the most difficult thing in a young soccer player's high school career. But this summer, Serenity Hanson had to change everything about the way she played. At the end of July, she was diagnosed with bone marrow edema.
So I was having problems with my legs, and I thought it was shin splints, but it was really bad to where like I would have to take like 5 ibuprofens just to get through a half. And I was slowing down because I couldn't run as much, and so I went to the doctor, and we thought it was compartment syndrome, and that's like surgery right away, but I have like a really bad fear of surgery, so I broke down, freaking out. And then after a few MRIs, I found out I had a bone marrow edema in both my tibias, but I get laser treatment, but it just changed my form. Everyone on the team can see it. I've slowed down. I run on my heels, which is really bad, but it's what I can do to not feel pain.
Have you noticed a difference in her playing since she was diagnosed with her bone disease?
No, I think she's actually played the same, and I think she still works hard.
I think it's just changed my mindset to work harder or even harder than I've worked, and even though it hurts, I have to push through it. So I don't know, I guess it's made me more resilient. Don't let one thing define you. Like if you're on the C squad or any team lower than what you want to be, come back next year to earn your spot. Like, don't come in with the mindset of, oh, I made this team, then that's just what I am. That's not true. If you want something really bad and you work your butt off for it, you'll get it.
The boys made it one more game, losing in the semifinals against the second-seeded Blaine Bengals 0-4, after defeating the third-seed Andover Huskies in the quarterfinals with a score of 2-1. This was the first win against Andover in recent history, as well as the first time the Saints have made it past the quarterfinals in many years. With the difficult weather of late, cross country had a rescheduled race against Princeton last Thursday. The performance dance season ended with football, but the competitive dance team holds tryouts beginning October 22nd. In the two fall sports still in competition, girls volleyball had a 3-0 victory over Big Lake last Tuesday and enter into their last game of the regular season play tomorrow night at home against Rogers. Finally, Saints football played an intense game against fierce rivals Cambridge Isani in the battle for the paddle on Friday, bringing the paddle home to the Saints. The boys play Wednesday night at home against Andover in their final game of the regular season. That's all we have for you this week, Saints. Stay safe.